Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to talk about how to deal with negative people. This includes bullies. I myself have been bullied a lot in the past, so I do speak from experience. I've really had to deal with a lot of negative people in my life, and that's how I kind of became an expert on the subject. Um, Unfortunately, I was bullied because I was a redhead, a ginger. As a kid, I grew up and I had to deal with violence and I had to deal with name calling every day for I think almost 10 years. And even after that, in college and stuff, I had to deal with negative people also. So I was always confronted with it and I really had to learn how to deal with negative people. So I hope that my insights that I share in this video will help you because it can be very difficult. And I think the number one lesson that I can share is that you really need to work on having high self-esteem and not allowing people to make you feel bad. That is absolute number one when it comes to dealing with negative people. You can't allow them to make you feel bad about yourself. For me, when I was a kid, you don't necessarily have good self-esteem at such a young age because you still have so much to learn and you still have to develop. So, working on yourself, that does not really occur to you when you're a kid. It doesn't occur to you like, I need to develop a really good relationship with myself. Um, no, you just wanna, yeah, you just wanna play and um, have fun and um, do good at school or whatever. So for me, growing up, it was very difficult. It absolutely affected me in many ways. The good thing is that all that negativity made me strong. All that negativity made me very driven. So I did grow up to become a very driven person. But it did take quite some time for me to heal all those wounds inflicted by those people that tormented me emotionally and even physically. They, attacked me physically as well. So I was very motivated to become a strong person. Hence why you see so many lifting videos on my channel. Um, like my goal right now is at 300 kilogram plus deadlift, which I probably already can do with the hex bar, but I want to be able to do it with a normal Olympic bar as well. I'm gonna also try to achieve 300 kilogram squat and the bench press. I want to hit something above 200 kilograms, and I'll achieve those goals because I just really have the mindset and the motivation to do it. So in a way, I thank those people for making me such an inspired and motivated person. But that does not mean that it's okay to be bullied. And so, to continue, number one, you have to feel good about yourself. So it doesn't matter how young you are, I guess, at some point, you just have to realize, I cannot allow people to make me feel like I'm worthless or that I'm ugly or this or that. So the best thing you can do is focus on self-help. Really, I know, it sounds strange. Like, is that the best solution to dealing with negative people? But in a way, yes, it is. That's really what I discovered. Because if you really worked hard on yourself, which you can do in many ways, but meditation is one thing. Meditation helps you see that you are so much more than just your body. Meditation helps you see that you are not your thoughts. It helps you really connect to a source within yourself that I call the heart space, but it's like from that source, um, that's actually where all your strength comes from, and there's just so much strength within yourself. So when you find that strength, and funny enough, adversity and negative people can help you tap into that because they actually motivate you to go within. When you find that strength, then you already know that you're quite incredible, and that from that source you can achieve really amazing things. Because it all starts with you. It all starts um, with whatever goes on inside of you. So if you can feel the love and if you can feel the strength inside of yourself, then you already have a good base. Then you already know that you're worth something. You know that you are very capable. So yes, meditation definitely helps. Self growth, self help books, stuff like that. They can teach you how to really work on yourself and on the relationship with the source. And for me, the source, God, whatever you want to call it, is that same um, that same strength that you can tap into, the heart space. Because when you tap into that, then you feel whole. And that's what I mean with value and worth. If you know that truly you are whole, and if you have felt and experienced many times through meditation, through adversity, and so on, that strength, that peace is always there, and that not only you can connect to it, you are it, then you know you are very precious. And if you know that you are very precious, then somebody can call you a piece of shit, but that won't matter because you know it's not true. Okay? So the relationship that you have with yourself is everything. Do not act as if there's anything outside of yourself that is more important than that. Too many people are doing that. Too many people think, oh, I just gotta get $1 million. Oh, I just gotta have lots of beautiful girlfriends and I'll have everything and everything will be okay. No, no, no. It all starts with you. Everything starts from within. So you can have a lot of money, but if you are not at peace with yourself, doesn't matter, you're not gonna be happy. I don't know why people think that. So many people think that money is the solution to everything. Yeah, money is great, sure, it's nice to have, but it's not a solution when inside you're miserable and you have addictions and you have insecurities, then you're still imprisoned, but you're in the worst prison because there's no worse prison than being a prisoner to your own mind, your own demons and addictions and so on. So we have to conclude that true freedom also lies within, and that is everything. So it all boils down to this. You got to free your mind. You got to open your heart. You got to shine your light. You got to see your own self worth, which you can discover by going within. All right? So that's like the greatest shield that you can have, self love. There's nothing stronger than the truth. You know, you have so many idiots in the world. Let's not, I'm going to be real, and I'm not going to like try to be as polite as possible because that's just another fact. There are a lot of idiots in the world, a lot of people who don't know what they're doing, who don't know jack shit about, you know, how to conduct themselves properly. So you're gonna meet a lot of rude people. You're gonna meet people who just treat you like garbage simply because they have a poor relationship with themselves. So to me, when I say idiot, I'm talking about a person that is lost, and you're only really lost when you have a poor relationship with yourself. So those people, they treat you like that because that's how they want to treat themselves. Bullies are just people projecting their issues onto other people. It's a survival mechanism. They think by beating down another person, be it physically or mentally, they're going to feel a bit bigger. They're going to feel a bit better about themselves. And they might temporarily feel better, but at the same time, they're collecting all this negative karma, right? Because if you're just going to hurt people in life, at some point, that's going to come back to you because that's how it works. That's how karma works. Life is what you put into it. So I think it's important to know that you don't have to take personal what these idiots say. It's just a reflection of the relationship that they have with themselves and what they have is a very poor relationship with themselves. So of course they're not going to treat other people correct. They're not going to treat them right, and that's just how it is. So the best way to deal with these people is to just not make them feel like they are capable of making you feel bad. You will see that if a bully, you know, is attacking you and they see it just doesn't affect you at all because you feel good about yourself, that's all you got to do. You don't have to lower yourself to their level and start cursing. That's not going to achieve anything. Then you're just yeah, becoming a bit of a troll yourself. It won't do anything good. The real solution is just remaining positive, being the bigger man, being the bigger person, and that way you can also just know, I don't have to do anything other than just raise up that shield, which you can do by being compassionate, you know. So it's like a guy can call me an asshole. What I will do is, okay, I see that he has an issue. I feel bad for him, but that's his problem, not mine. I'm not going to make it my problem. So I just ignore him. He will see that it doesn't affect me. I'm not angry. I'm not feeling bad about myself. I'm not feeling hurt. And he will know that he can't do anything. He can't beat me down. I'm not a good victim to him. So he will probably ignore me too after that. That's how it will usually go. Um, Sometimes they might keep harassing you, but I can assure you they would only really do that if they see that their cursing triggers you emotionally. So it's usually really only then that they will continue because they think they can beat you down. They can make you feel bad, and if they see that you're feeling awful, then they will temporarily feel better. But if it does occur that, they continue and it becomes harassment, then you got to establish boundaries. You got to have strong boundaries in life because people are going to walk all over you. There's always going to be people who want to walk all over you. They want to take advantage. So many people want to take advantage of each other. Let's be honest and just throw this fact out there. There are too many women who want to take advantage of men by manipulating them and getting money. And there are too many men who want to take advantage of women by manipulating them and getting sex. So these relationships are very shallow, very toxic, very destructive. It's happening a lot. And if you are putting yourself in that situation, then you are not being true to yourself. You're not going to have a clear conscience, and you're not going to feel good about what kind of person you're becoming. I'm being that honest here. It's a trap. I think a trap that a lot of people get stuck in. I don't know if with men it's sex addiction because I I just don't think it's worth it at all. Like I would not want to chase women and lower myself, like pretend to like them and pretend to be interested in them when really I just want to get into their pants. I think a lot of men do that though because they follow that thing down there rather than following their heart or listening to logic. And that's a really destructive way to live, and also a path that you can follow, but that will lead to self loathing. So then people can still make you feel bad about yourself because you're turning yourself kind of into a pig. Um, so, yeah, there are traps out there that you don't want to get stuck in. I think that is one of those traps that both women and men need to be careful with. You need to realize that it's not worth it to lower yourself to get something from another person. And you can try, to manipulate people and get either sex or money. But, if that's the way you want to enrich yourself, then you should probably know that it's not going to enrich you. It's only going to make you poor in spirit. Because you're just going down a path that leads to self loathing, to shame, to guilt, Those are real emotions. Those are teachers. Those are not emotions that you should ignore. They are telling you something. You have all these people, saying like, "Oh, I should be allowed to do this and that. I don't have to feel bad about myself." Like, they say like it's so horrible that some men call women sluts. Well, there are also women who call men fuckboys. I mean, those labels exist for a reason. Okay, so it's not okay. It's really not okay to go down such a path and think that people are going to respect you because they're not. It's never ever going to happen that men in general think that a woman who sleeps with a lot of different men is a high value woman. No, people will not think that ever. They will perceive you as a low value woman because what you are doing is cheapening yourself by making yourself available to everybody like you're a piece of meat. So if that's how you behave, if that's how you conduct yourself, then of course people are going to attack you, and they always will, and it will never stop unless you do something about yourself. Because I think in situations like this, if you are behaving like a pig, like a man who's sleeping with too many women, not even respecting them, just using them, and just not being true to himself that way, that's never going to receive respect. Even if we live in an enlightened society, then people are still going to say to you, what you are doing is not good for your soul. And the beauty of life is that you can always say, okay, I went down that path, I did those things, but I forgive myself, and I'm going to change my behavior, and I'm going to stop doing that. And that's totally cool. You can do that, you can redeem yourself. So I'm not saying that if you are conducting yourself in such a way that you feel cheap and you feel, like you're being destructive, that you can change that. You can. But the thing is that you do need to change that before you can start feeling good about yourself and before you can expect other people to start treating you with respect again. So that's something I also wanted to mention in this video. That's just how it is. You cannot expect that immoral behavior will, make it so that people will start praising you. That's always going to be universal. If you start acting and behaving like a bad person or a person that has issues, then that's how people are going to perceive you. So, you do need to eventually choose a path that is constructive. You do need to eventually choose to be a good person if you want to feel good about yourself. So, when it comes to being immune to negativity and being, immune to negative people, yes, it absolutely does matter that you are following an honorable path because that's when you can feel like you're an honorable person. You cannot feel that you are an honorable person if you're right now following a path that is the opposite or considered the opposite of honorable. Okay? And of course, we should not be slut shaming or things like that, but it will always happen anyway. So that's just society. But the most important thing is, what does it do to you if you go down such a destructive path? How do you feel about yourself? You really want to lie to yourself and say, I can do whatever I want. People shouldn't be calling me this or that. I'm sorry, but that's not how it works. You cannot have a free mind, a free heart if you're doing things that are bad for your soul. This doesn't work that way. You are allowed to do it though. You can do it. You can do you can go down such a path, just learn from the dark side, and I don't have a problem with that. I don't judge people. I'm not trying to judge anybody here because everything, from a higher perspective, really, everything is fine and perfect in the way it should be. All we're doing is learning and growing in our own way. So you can go down a dark path, learn from that, maybe learn that that's not what you want, that you never want that again. maybe learn that you're absolutely worth a lot when you have the power to end addiction, the power to overcome your own demons. So there's a journey there. So yeah, you can absolutely do whatever you want, but just know that eventually, if you want to have that strong relationship with yourself, if you want to have a heart free of burdens, if you want to have a free mind, then you do need to return to a path that is honorable. And how long it takes for you to reach that path, that doesn't matter. And it really doesn't matter. You have all the time in the world because you are really definitely allowed to grow in your own way. I do want to say that. So if you want to go down a dark path, I'm not going to condemn you. I'm just saying that if you want that ultimate peace for yourself, then eventually you do need to return to a path that makes you feel good, that makes you feel close to God, that makes you feel close um, to yourself. Okay, so that's all I wanted to share in this video. I hope it helps you, and I just want to say that I think that everything in life is there to teach us, and we can take negativity, turn it into something positive, and become really really strong and really discover our true strength and discover a peace that we can always enjoy. But when it comes to being free, you also got to heal yourself and heal your soul, purify your soul, and that also starts with our actions. If we want to feel pure, if we want to feel innocent, we cannot be doing things that are the opposite or considered the opposite of that. So if you want to feel pure and innocent, maybe be celibate for a while. Stop, uh, doing things that make you feel like um, you're dirty. That's just how that works. And I think I also wanted to put this in the video because in this society, so many people are in shallow relationships and are not really being true to themselves in that area. And I think it's important to be true to yourself. You have to value yourself, value your body as well, and really should only be with a person that you care about, that you respect, that you actually really admire, and that is a much higher vibration than cheapening yourself and just being with any person willing to use you as a piece of meat. That is not going to do you any good, and it's just happening too much in society. Even in the music, all they sing about these days are tits and ass and getting laid. This whole mentality that, oh, I need to get laid is quite sickening, if I'm honest. Even people calling it casual relationship. There's nothing casual about taking advantage of each other. You are absolutely taking advantage of each other if you're engaging in a one night stand or loveless sex, which is what it really is. It is immoral. It is dirty. I am allowed to use these labels because if I look at what it is from a distance, I can clearly see that's what it is. But I'm not going to say it's evil. I'm not going to judge people that do it because I know we all learn and grow in our own way. And if you want to go down that path to learn something and then later come back and say, okay, I know it's not really good for me, but I learned this and that, and now I can, start another journey and just, you know, have that knowledge, that wisdom that will always help me. So it's all good, and I think that more people just need to be sincere about what casual sex is and stuff like that. That's why I put it in this video. I know some people are gonna trash me. Probably I don't give a care. I don't. I don't give a shit. I was gonna say that, but I don't know if YouTube allows that. But um, yeah, I gotta be me. You gotta be yourself. And for me, putting this out there is what I want to do. Um, and again, not to make people feel bad because that's never my intention, but to show them proper guidance. Like you also have these spiritual teachers that believe in free love. They just don't see what it really is. And people got to start saying what it really is, you know? And I'm just keeping it simple, like saying it's a moral, but it's really just people using each other, and you cannot like try to mask that by giving it a word such as casual, normalizing it. That is just not cool. That is not um, good advice. That is not. That's what I also mean with idiots. People like to justify things with their mind, making it seem like it's okay to do, making it seem like it's even a good thing to do, when in fact it's destructive, and it really just is. And that is not, um, that is not what we should be doing. We should be leading by example. We should be good examples when we can be. We should be good examples. So for me, I'm only going to have a relationship with a woman that I care about. I'm only going to be intimate with a woman that I love, that I respect, and that's it, you know? And that's how I choose to be, and that makes me feel good about myself. And it's really that simple, you know? So, thank you for watching. See you next time.